We got a Stally in the building.
Stally.
We got a Stally, D, HBIC, Sunni the rapper. Sunni, how you doing?
How you doing?
Doing wonderful.
I'm doing good too.
First of all, thank you for sitting down with Industreetstv. You've been affiliated, been working with us behind the scenes forever.
Family, you already know what it is.
Big locked in. So I just want to say, DJ Screw Weekend recently was going on. Yeah, and you performed with Kristen Sheree. How was that experience?
Oh, that was really dope because that was our first time performing the song together. Even though we still didn't have Martina with us, but it was just our first time being able to perform the remix.
Of Mad.
Of Mad, yes. And I brought her out, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because I got the opportunity, and I was just like, I think it'll be a really dope opportunity for people to see us perform, see the collaboration, see how women is really doing it and take it over. So I said, bitch, we gotta go. We gotta go stomp on them real quick. Let's go.
How did everybody react, or the fans react to hearing that for the first time?
Well, they was lit. I think the energy that we brought made everybody just automatically fuck with it off rip. And then on top of it really being a great song. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, we gave them no choice, really.
Yeah. So we know that you a Valley girl. Well, I don't think a lot of people know, but you a Valley girl.
I am.
At heart, but
at heart, but Mo City raised.
Okay, Mo City raised. So being that you came out during DJ Screw Weekend, and a couple of weeks before that, it was 713 Day. Like, you got Houston stamped, so.
For sure. I mean, you know, Houston is home in the heart. You know, even though I know my roots come from somewhere else, like I definitely was molded from the Houston culture.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I you know, was a big fan of DJ Screw. I dated niggas who listened to nothing but Screw music growing up. So it was kind of like, you know, it was always in my face. And then I grew a love for it. And then I started listening to it, and then it became a part of me. And then it was just like awesome to be able to like perform in his honor. Something that, you know, you grow up being a fan of, watching. It's always accomplishments when you get to that point where you could do things, you know, do that. So I think it was a really dope experience. I'm super, super blessed for the opportunity, and I hope everybody really enjoyed it because I enjoyed it.
And social media definitely says so. If they weren't there, it definitely says so. Man. And before we go too deep into social media, let's just talk about being a Valley girl, being from Houston. Like, how do you intertwine the two with hearing that in your music or hearing that in your fashion? How do you do that?
I definitely think I have a great balance of both. My tone, my voice, I think is very Texas, but at the same time, I think that when people meet me, they always ask me, like, all right, where are you from? They don't ever think I'm originally from here. You know what I mean? Because I ain't too country. I come out sometimes, but my friends are really country, and I be listening to them sometimes, especially, like, say I go home for, like, a month, and then I come back, and then I be listening to people, and I be like, dang, we really do sound very country. Like, the things that we say, you know? And then, naturally, you know, I talk to my mom on a daily. My mom's very California, so like her voice, her tone, everything she say, how she says very proper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like proper hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what Cali people sound like to down south people. They sound like a proper hood person. So it's kind of like I'm always hearing it, and I'm always hearing it. So naturally, you know, I picked up certain things from my mom growing up. You know, it's a part of me, but at the same time, me being raised in Houston, I picked up the Houston culture. So, you know, when I go and I talk to my cousins and stuff like that, they definitely remind me I'm from Texas. They were like, yeah, you from Texas. Like,
you might have it, but you definitely from out here.
Like when I dress and I think like that, like I'm a big gold fanatic. Like, you know what I mean? In LA, like in my family, the women, we grew up really rocking gold. Like my mom and all of them was like really big on gold. They didn't wear nothing else. It was just like gold was what.
So did you see like the representation of the gold rings, long nails?
Yes, all of that. That was what I, you know what I'm saying? Remember my aunties and my mama and the nose rings, like they was big on that. You know what I'm saying? Like reason why I got a nose ring is because every woman in my family have a nose ring.
How old were you when you first got your piercing on your
15.
face? 15.
My mama was like,
yes.
I wasn't even with her. I called her. I was just like, guess what, Ma?
I did.
I got a nose ring. I have a nose piercing. She was like, you did? Like, I was like, I think I was like a junior in high school too. And I was just like, I had my own car and I was doing what I wanted to do then. So I was just like, after school one day, I went to the Indian people, because I really went to them. I ain't go to a tattoo parlor. And all of my friends was afterwards, they went to a tattoo parlor, but I went where they shoot the gun in your nose. And I was like, oh my God, like, I shouldn't have did that. But, you know, you live and you learn, because it make your hole too big. But anyway, I think that it was kind of like my first time making a decision, like a big girl decision of what I wanted my appearance to look like. So I don't see myself really honestly without it. I love my nose piercing. Like that's my favorite thing on my face is like my nose piercing. Like
speaking of your nose piercing and the support that you said, Mama, I'm letting you know I'm doing something. I know you're the only child, right?
Yes.
Only child, and your mother is your biggest support. At one point in time, I was able to assist you and style you with the pink outfit, and Mama Dukes was in the building.
One of my favorite videos.
Yes.
I mean pictures.
Mine's too. Mama Dukes was in the building, so she is a big supporter of you. She was literally helping with everything from the nails, your outfit, what you need. I'm right here. So let's talk about that day one support from your mother.
She has definitely always been like my backbone, especially when I decided to go solo. You know what I mean? I think that she knew I needed her the most then because it was the biggest change for me that had been in my life. Like I had been in a group for 10 years. So when you go from, since the moment you start music, you always have somebody, you know, on your left and your right. It's kind of like when you get down to that point where it's just you and you are the one making the decisions. You are the one with the creative direction, control, all of that, you know what I mean? You need support from the people around you to kind of know you going in the right direction, or you know what I'm saying? Like keep your head on, whatever. So she was really, really that person for me during this first year in general of me transitioning. It's because it'll be a year in August that I've been a solo artist.
Hold on. Congratulations, because Sunni the rapper solo individually by herself, really coming in the game doing everything. So Sunni, being that it's just about to be a year, a lot of people been looking at you. Of course, you the HBIC, paying attention to you. What does that feel like walking into that? Of course, I know you said gotta have your head on right, but what does that feel like for you in this moment of I'm really thugging by myself, like doing it?
I'm very proud of myself, girl, because look, when I first, for real though, look, because when I first became a solo artist, I knew that I could do it because I'm the type of person where I don't do nothing that I feel like I can't do, I can't accomplish. And that's just that. Like, I'm not even going to try to touch it because I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to my craft and the things that I'm really passionate about. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to ever walk out the house not looking good because I'm passionate about that shit. Like, if you catch me, I'm going to be looking good. That's why my first single was called Look Good, because I'm always passionate. I've always been passionate about my appearance from the moment that I fell in love with fashion. I feel like I kind of fell in love with fashion late to be so deep into it, because I didn't really get into fashion until I was outside of high school. In high school, I think that I was such a little tomboy, and I was so into my bubble.
Because you were an athlete, right?
Yes, I played basketball, so it was kind of like my whole world was basketball. You know what I'm saying? And then the moment I got introduced to music, it was like everything kind of ceased with the basketball, and I just like fell into this major love with music, because I always had wrote poetry, but when I started changing my poetry into raps, and then when we started the group, it became our obsession. You know what I'm saying? It became what we woke up every day to do, think about. We in the garage rehearsing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is before we even signed a deal or really knew what our name was gonna be. We just knew we loved that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about it. Hold on. Okay. I want to talk about the poetry, and then right after that, let's talk about how you developed as Sunni the rapper. So with poetry, you said you wasn't good at it at first, and then you kind of developed. Is there any poem in the back of your mind that you kind of reminisce to yourself, or any poet like?
I ain't gonna lie, I haven't wrote poetry in like 6 years. Like, it hasn't been my focus. It's my roots, but it hasn't been my focus. But I definitely at random, like throughout our my music career, our music career. I say that because back when I was in a group, I have done poetry intros on our tracks before. I've done, you know what I'm saying, like interludes and things like that, and done poetry on stage, but it kind of like withered away a little bit, you know what I'm saying, as rap became more dominant just in general in the industry. And then, you know how, like I said, about 3 or 4 years ago, people really started paying attention to female rappers, so I felt like I had to just really step my rap game up, and I just kind of put that, you know what I'm saying, to the side. And I feel like that's something I can bring out of my bag later down, because that's an aspect a lot of people don't really know about me. Shit, it's an aspect I gotta relearn about myself. You know what I'm saying? But it's in me because I'm naturally was always good with words.
I feel like it's a stepping stone though. Since you're good at words, you know how to talk to people, you know how to engage with people. That's why when you do go out in public, it's not very Hollywood. It's, hey girl, homegirl, you came to see me, I came to see you.
Yes, no, for real. I always try to make people feel special when they talk to me or when they meet me, because my number one thing is, when you meet me, I want whatever your first impression to be a great one for one.
Yes.
And I never know when you might not. I don't know if that's gonna be your one and only time ever meeting me or seeing me. You know, life is short, and I don't mean to say that in a way of like, you know, but in our reality, we don't know when our end
so
expiration
this moment
is.
gonna be the best moment
Exactly.
ever.
So when I leave, or if, you know what I'm saying, if I beat you to the punch, and I want you to remember that. I want you to remember how, you know, special I made you feel, how nice of a person I was, regardless of what I had going on that day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I even try to make people around me do. Because I don't like it when people be having bad days and then they put that energy on other people. Or when they have an issue and a problem and they got to make everybody in the room have that issue and that problem. Like, I never was that type of person, and I really despise people who do that, because I think that those are energy suckers. And I think that it's unfair for you to put yourself in a situation knowing and then making everybody else uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's
we
like,
having a good day.
Step outside and figure it out. Like,
we having a good day.
you know
None
what
of
I'm
that is
saying?
needed.
Like, we don't need that. Now, I'm saying this in a light where I get it if you're in your safe space with your people and you're talking to your people. I'm saying, like, you walking around with some random people, or you trying to take care of some business, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and you bring that energy, because there are people that are like that. And, you know, I get it. Everybody can't control their emotions, but I think that it's something that we as people should really remember, to be kind to people and to really, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know. You never know what people are going through, too. You might be going through something, but the person that's trying to be nice to you might be going through something even worse. You know what I'm saying? You just shitted on them. Like, you know what I mean?
You
like,
really take all that.
Like, it really, really is. And this is not something that I've always can sit up here and say that, like, I've never had my moments where I had to check myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the past, you know, I did have moments where I had to check myself. Like, you know what? Let me put this smile on my face. Let me sit up. Let me stand up tall. Because these people have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I want them to really see who I am in this moment. And it's not fair to them, because they're not going to really be able to see who I am in this moment if I'm carrying other things. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to be that way when I'm out. I always try to be the person that I know I am deep down inside. Even though I might be going through shit with people. And I think that that's something that people really should try to do.
Yes. And being that you just talked about Sunni the Rapper's character as a whole, how did Sunni the Rapper, the name, stick with you?
I think that the number one thing I wanted to prove when I was in the group was that I rapped and I could rap. And I feel like a lot of things got overshadowed because of it. Like, a lot of things was overshadowed, and then rapping really wasn't, like, I think the first thing that people thought of when they saw me. Of course they saw me. They knew I was a rapper in the group, but it wasn't like when them conversations came up, who out here rapping my name, I don't feel like my name was being brought up. So when I decided to go solo, I said, oh, these niggas gonna know I am Sunni the Rapper.
Y'all not playing. I'm Sunni the Rapper.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
So when you see me, when I first was in even if you don't know me, ain't never heard me, you gonna remember, oh, that's Sunni the Rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where the name, and the reason why I really stamped myself. And then on top of, Chance the Rapper has been one of my favorite rappers as well. He was just like a big inspiration to me just in general, his story and everything. So, like, I kind of like trying to channel my female him, I guess, as well. So, but, you know, like, Sunni the Rapper, you know, and I still have to remember to say the whole name because it's a brand.
Yes.
And I'd be like, you know, people say my name sometime, and I'd be like, Sunni. I'm like, okay, no, Sunni the Rapper. You know, because I try not to make it too formal. You know, but at the same time, you got to make sure people know your brand, know your name.
And know who you are.
Because when you look my music up, you got to put in Sunni the Rapper. You just can't put in Sunni.
Because somebody else going to pop up, and that's not you.
Right.
So, upholding your brand, being the HBIC. So, you let people know what the HBIC is, but what do you feel like an HBIC character, like, embodies? What is it?
Well,
like?
You know, the HBIC is something that I've always, first of all, I was shout out to New York, because, I mean, I'm not going to always give her credit, because she is, you know, to me, started that trend of the HBIC in my book. You know, I don't know who might have said it before her, but I feel like she definitely kind of put it on the map. And I think she was so unapologetically her. But she took care of what she needed to take care of, and she still kept evolving as a person. And that's not really comparing the two, but understanding that, to me, that is what a head bitch in charge is. You controlling your life, you going through your obstacles, you remaining a boss bitch, you getting what you need to get done for you. Focus on you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't control what you got going on in your life and who you are as a person, you can't pour that out to, you can't do really anything for anyone else. Or if you do, it's gonna be half-assed, and it's not gonna be to the best potential that it needs to be, because you have to kind of be able to control self. You got to be able to, you know what I mean, move what you need to move for yourself and got to shit figured out in your head. You know what I mean? Like, people don't do that self-healing to themselves and don't really understand who they are before they start trying to, like, be out here with X, Y, and Z person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, and I speak mainly to my women because I know that as women, we do the most conforming for people, especially relationships, business relationships, friendships, because, you know, of course, we're naturally on the nurturing side. We're naturally submitters. We're naturally those things. And that's how God created us. So it's not bad. But at the same time, if you do not know how to take control of your life, be the head bitch in charge of your life, you cannot prosper in anybody else's. So it's kind of like, I make sure my friends around me know that, you know, because I have a lot of girls that are around me who look up to me, you know what I mean, who are younger than me, some that are my age, and some that, you know what I'm saying, I don't even know their age, but I know that they look up to me, you know what I'm saying, and they tell me this, like, on a daily, and we have these conversations, and I ain't perfect, you know. I'm far from it. You know what I mean? But I just feel like I've overcome a lot of obstacles that when I'm ready and willing, I will talk about them. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I've overcame a lot of different things that I see a lot of people out here, especially women, that struggle with.
Let's talk about it. You create that safe space for women, and you put them in a space where we gonna talk about it. We gonna go through it. We gonna channel all this good energy. I'm gonna put this good music out. I want y'all honest feedback. Like, what does that look like bringing that in? Because you don't hear a lot of women talking about having 25 to 30 women with them on a daily basis, or when it's time before it go out to the public. What is that like?
It really ain't easy having that many women together because everyone does have different personalities. But when you set the tone of how you want people around you to act, the one thing that every female that comes around and then they end up, say they apart, they not really a part of my clique, but they come around and then they start to be around a little bit. The number one thing I've always heard feedback wise, they be like, man, everybody that around you treat me like they fuck with me, even though they don't know me. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I really, let me tell you, I hate when, give me an example, when we go to the club and a motherfucker invite you to their section and all they friends want to stare at you, but only the girl who invited you want to talk to you.
No, speak to everybody.
Like, what we here for? What's the problem? What's the issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. And when I tell my friends, if anybody new that's in my section or that's around us, treat them like you treat the next person that's next to you. You know what I'm saying? Treat them how you want to be treated when you come into somebody's circle. You know what I mean? Like, and the moment that I've done that, it's did a domino effect and trickle to each person that has been around me, and they respect that and they do that. So that's why everyone be looking on my gram and looking, seeing us out like, y'all be looking like y'all be having fun, because we do, because
it's real
everybody,
fun.
and I make everyone at work, I make everybody follow each other, I make everybody support each other. I don't care, because if you're around me, then you're going to support the people that's around me, and I'm going to make sure that they're being supported. Because I tell my friends, because I got a group chat, it's like 30 of us, however many the phone that you have, I'm at the max. And and I always be like, you know, I ain't gonna sit up here and say, like, when I make it, I'm gonna just be putting everybody on, but I'm gonna make sure at the end of the day that I put my hand back down. And I'm gonna pull you up, and I'm gonna help you go get whatever you need to go get in life, or put you at least in the forefront to make your dreams happen that you want to make happen. As long as y'all keep supporting me and we keep building this and raising me up, I'm gonna reach my hand back down. We all gonna win. And when people really understand that and understand the bigger picture, your train to start moving, because people have to drop that selfishness. You know what I mean? Because it takes a village to really raise anything.
And that's what I love about you. I got a lot of respect because you do bring your own creativity to the table, your own fashion, you design your clothes, you can buzz down your hair, but you bring other people in your circle to just, let me see what you think and what could you add over here. You even brought me in as a beginning stylist. You allowed me to come assist you, and we made something magical happen.
We really did, because that's still one of the top favorite shoots, and I need to do another one.
Look, it's time. We're going to get to it, but speaking of, like, that conversation, when bringing new people to the team or just hearing people out, what do you look for in those people when adding to Sunni the Rapper? Because Sunni the Rapper got it. What do you look for?
My number one thing is loyalty, because it's so many people out here who are, you know, And don't get it twisted. I know in life that it ain't nothing free. Ain't nobody should be out here just allowing time and energy without feeling like they're getting nothing in return.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't do, you know, what a sign artist can do for you. But I could put you in position to make sure you getting some money. Like my stylist, I would design everything for her.
Yes.
The moment we really started getting to working, she get clients every day asking her for outfits made. You know, they ain't gonna look like me, but they, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want artists to go to her. I want females to go to her and to up their look, because that's why I'm putting her out there. That's why I'm putting her in the forefront for y'all to use her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean by people. But people like to gatekeep. People like to keep shit to themselves. Keep people in their corner. No, you work with me, so I don't want you working with that person. For what? But what I do know is if you come in my corner, I know you're going to have loyalty to me. And then when you outside and you working with whoever or you're doing whatever, I don't have to question you.
Yeah. Those
are the type of people I keep around. I don't have to question nobody on my team. And if I do, most of the time the team not on my team no more. Like, because it's been a few situations I had where I had to just politely step away from people. Not like, oh, I don't mess with you and nothing like that. But
this is just the best move for me in this moment.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the moment you show me your colors, I have to pay attention, because my number one thing that I feel like was the biggest lesson for me to learn was to really allowing me to take people for what they really showed me. I like to take things and say, well, maybe they was doing this and feeling this, and that was used to be me. And I made excuses for people.
Yes.
I made excuses for the girl. Now it's all right, big. I know how to move now.
Yeah.
And then I politely go on by my business.
Yeah.
Because I will sit there and I will go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and allow a person to keep hurting me and keep showing me and keep, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to give up anything for one that I started. If I started a relationship, a friendship, business relationship, whatever it is, it's hard for me to detach, because once I make that attachment, it's like, damn, I really want that to work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But that's life. Right. Everybody ain't for you. Yeah. And I had to understand that. And that's my biggest lesson. Yeah. And it might have took me a while, but I got it now.
Yeah, that's what's up. So you talked a lot about your character development. Now when it comes to your music development and what's coming next, we got Rare out. Mm-hmm. We got a whole lot of things out. And we got some stuff coming. What does it look like on your music agenda? What's next for you in these next few months, being that we almost like halfway in 2020?
I know, that's crazy. Well, I definitely am working on an EP. I'm finalizing my EP. I'm putting some features on my EP. I will be releasing another single. It's called Thick. It's probably one of my favorite songs thus far that I've probably recorded. Wow. And because it just, when it drop, it just make you dance immediately. It make you feel in yourself immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even I feel like with women, we all thick in our head in our own way.
Slim, no matter how thick you is, you
little thick. We thick. Because baby, when I come through here, I'm filling up the room. Yes. Whether it be energy, whether it be thighs, whether it be whatever, I'm filling up the room. And women, like, we like that. We like to, you know what I'm saying? And that's me. I'm amping everybody up on this song, because I just feel like, and I'm talking my shit. Yeah, I'm amping and I'm talking my shit. And I think that this is probably the most shit that I've talked so far, the songs that y'all have heard that I have out. So, and every line is like bar for bar. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that overall, the beat, shout out to Sarge from 1501. He did the beat. So I just feel like all the components of the song is there. Yes. Like, it's there.
Do you have any, can you give us any exclusive, anybody on these tracks?
This, well, you know.
Give me some tea.
Just know that I got a guy. Okay. And I got a couple girls.
You ain't gonna give us no name, though. You ain't gonna name Okay.
Because I feel like that's jinxing it. Okay. I gotta just, you know.
Let it flow.
Let it happen. Let it flow. And you never know, it might be some more. But I'm only going to talk about what I have confirmed. So, you know.
Okay. Well, outside of the music now, you recently had a collab with Jafar Clothing. Yes. How was that?
So I designed my first female collaboration, and also, well, his first female collaboration.
Because you already had your own merchandise.
I had my own t-shirts and then accessories and stuff like that. But I really, really wanted to create something for all women. Size, shape, didn't matter. I wanted that material that hugged any type of curve, any type of body shape or type. And I wanted it to represent what I feel like all women are, and that's rare. So it was just like, I just like, Jafar, we need to do it together because I'm always supporting. He's not only my friend, he helps me with my, you know, photos, you know, I model his clothes. So it's like, why would I not do it with somebody who's been supporting me? You know what I'm saying? So, and he wants to do more on the women's end. So I was just like, yeah, let me design this. We'll put your print on there.
Yes.
Along with my name. I mean, my Rare brand, and it was a wrap from there. He loved it. He was like, I'm taking your direction. Like, whatever you want to do, I'm down with it. Had my girls model it.
Yes, and y'all had a full house at Sandman, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, it was actually at 90 Studio.
Okay.
I forgot the name of it.
Iconic Studios?
Yes.
Okay.
It was Iconic. We did it at Iconic, and it was iconic. Because it was just great to see. I mean, I literally had every size from extra small to 3XL.
But like you said, with this stick, I'm an extra small, but I'm ready.
Exactly. Period. Like, and that's, and I know that because my friends, like, I have so many different shape sizes friends, and I hear the way they talk. I get to hear them on a daily. A lot of my music is actually inspired from my friends. Like, I got this one song that I did, and it was about a side nigga. And it was really from my friend because I got to hear every time she felt the way when it came to her side nigga, or when she wanted her side nigga, he wasn't answering, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really created a song from her whole story. You know
just know how to narrate it. You know how to tell that story. And you're really just giving the girls something that people can relate to.
Exactly. Because, you know, like, that's, to me, that's music. I just feel like if it's not relatable, then people aren't going to gravitate to it. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes as artists, it's not about always what we want to talk about. It's about what's around us, what the world is talking about, what's, you know what I'm saying, what the focus is. You know, and I think that when you start to be smart and realize that, then you'll probably get more, like, certain people get more reactions from their music. I feel like some people got it. They know. You know what I mean? But some artists, I feel like, be so kind of cooped up in their own little world and box, you know, and want to talk about what they want to talk about and want to press certain things on, and be like, that ain't what the world focused on right now. You
gotta get the people that support you what they want. Give them what they want.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited for y'all to hear this new music because it's like a little bit of everything. It's like I kind of really experimented. I feel like I needed to, because people, you know, I ain't really popped to the point where, like, I have to be stuck in a certain box. I feel like I'm at the point now where I can experiment, and whatever take off. Like, because it's all of them is me. You know what I mean? Like, it's me. Like, so it's kind of like, what version of me do the people want?
Yes. And last but not least,